we started spelling them different, that all came later.
Yeah.
Because there was no concept to it, you know.
Yeah.
The way we got together was, and the pad was just like this, you know, and I always had instruments set up in the living room. We used to just sit back and watch soul beat and shit like that,
Yeah.
video shows and whatever, and that's how we got together. I had like instruments all around just like this. I had a little 4-track I used to write songs on a lot, and I had a group I was playing with called Alpha Omega back in the day. And my brothers would always come over and stuff, and I like show them this part, show them. Then we started hooking up, and we started sort of writing songs around the pad, but we didn't know we were writing. So we never had a name for the group. It was just us jamming.
Are you rolling?
And then from there, it just kind of like my mom's supervisor on the job at Sealand. He came over one day, heard us rehearsing, like, hey man, y'all should be a group. You want me to manage you and whatever? And we were like, yeah, right, whatever. He took a tape of ours, let a couple people hear it, got us our first little gig, opening up for, well, not opening up, playing for his aunt's wedding. And that was funny because we didn't have no songs. We didn't know no R&B songs. All we knew was original stuff we played. And none of us never really sang. It was just like we always backup musicians for whether it was Tremaine Hawkins or the Sheila E. stuff or whatever. So that was our first hand at trying to sing something. We were singing some old Confunction stuff, some old Cameo mess and all of that. But it kind of like, it just came by chance, man, because I played with a lot of groups before that. But the Tony thing was just something we weren't sweating. And about a year later, after we decided to call ourselves that, that's when it snapped.
So later on down in the experience of becoming Tony, what made you decide to change each Tony
Spelling.
into a different? Yeah.
Because we started thinking about it when people was asking us that, where'd you get the name of the group? And we like, man, it really didn't make any sense because the name was just a name we used to cap on my partner about. You know, we called him Tony. It had no relevance to it at all. So we kind of like said we should make something, you know, make it mean something a little bit. Why don't you be a Tony, you be a Tony, and I be a Tony? So we each took on a different spelling. That's where that came about right there.
So what we're going to do is we're going to be back and we are going to run this off on the first part. And this is Bugatti with Hip Hop Nation. Run that track.